own applause.
Welcome to another rousing episode of The Cult Show.
Rousing.
Rousing.
Rabble rousing.
Rabble, rabble.
Rabble. Yes. We're just going to say it. We're just going to put it right out there. This is a pre-recorded episode.
Hello.
Hello.
Are we really even here? Are we here right now?
Are you really even here?
Are we here?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yes, unfortunately, I was unavailable on Friday, July 23rd. Therefore, we decided to record in advance.
Yeah.
So we can still come to you from the studio.
Yes.
But guess what? There's still going to be at least one of us in the chat playing along with you. So
At least.
at least one. At least one.
At least.
So
Because we
while
gotta watch you guys
yes.
closely.
Like a hawk, like a bird.
And fly far away. So anyway, yeah, welcome everyone though, regardless. Welcome to Friday, but on a Saturday.
It's just like Friday. But on the Sunday.
But on a- yeah.
And we didn't have anybody that could make it to the audience today, too. So we're kind of having a chill day here in the studio.
Yep.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chill with no air conditioning again.
Yeah, it's still really fucking hot. Yeah. So,
We'll get it fixed eventually.
tonight is a very exciting episode,
Yeah,
though.
it is.
I like to do my little preview, and in case you're just joining us, you've never been here before, welcome. We're going to be talking about Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
The birds.
The Birds.
Burst up, birds.
That's exactly what Hitchcock, I think, imagined when he made
Yeah.
this movie.
I think so, too.
Pretty
That
much.
was it.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the movie, and then we even did a field trip a couple weeks ago to go get some location shots of it for you guys.
We wanted to really get immersive,
Yeah.
feel like we were birds of the air and the sea.
We did.
And I felt like we accomplished that.
Yeah, I felt closer to.
We were doing some
To them.
sandpiping on the beach.
True.
I pooped on a car.
Did
So,
that.
It's pretty good.
Better than our table.
How is that any different than
Yeah.
any other day for you, though?
Well, it wasn't my car. It was someone else's car. So,
Sorry. Hashtag sorry about your car that time.
anyway, what are we drinking? What's going on?
I have some delicious strawberry rose water.
That sounds.
Rose.
That is. I don't think I've ever drinking a water that fancy. I'll be quite honest.
That's.
I don't know that I have, and I have
how
a
is
little
your-
bit of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
But I'm also here for it.
How's your pinky not up right now? I mean, that
I know.
just seems
I'm
like
fighting
that was
it. I'm
just like,
fighting it.
It'd
I
be
don't
like
know. I
rose
think I
water,
have
my
carpal
pinky.
tunnel. I think I have carpal tunnel. I don't think I can do that, even if I wanted to. Sweet Jesus, that hurt. Okay, yeah,
Sorry.
that's fine. It's fine.
I should try that.
What about y'all?
Y'all.
What'd you give me?
Merler?
Producer Scott actually brought in a beverage this evening. It is Delamore. What is it?
Delormier Winery.
Delormier.
Merlot 2015 from Boschetti Family Vineyard, Sonoma County. But it is fun to call it Merler.
It's a Merlot.
It's a Merler.
I couldn't pronounce that name.
That's okay. That's
I
fine.
can pronounce Merlot.
Yeah, but say Merler.
Merlot. It's a
Thank you.
Merlot.
That's what.
It's a very tasty. It's got nice little hints of some jasmine, and then you sprinkle in a little bit of the.
Nutmeg?
I would say, what's that purple one? The purple fragrance.
Lavender?
Lavender. Thank you. Yes. Very smooth though. Very smooth.
Great.
Thank you, producer Scott.
Enjoy
Yeah,
the Merler.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. That's it.
Chin chin.
Well, cheers, everyone.
Cheers, friends.
Chin.
Lavender.
Lavender
Tasty. No, that's good.
with.
That's
Being in a
good.
field of Merler flowers
Yeah,
and
good job.
grapes.
So what else? What else are we doing?
What else we got?
Who could be joining us in the chat today?
Who
think?
could be?
If we put on our little
Friday,
Nostradamus cap.
July 23rd, 2021.
Who do we think? Who do we think could be here?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Hungry Boy will be here.
That's a good
From,
guess.
Thank you, Hungry.
Australia. I'm going to say Todd is gonna be
Todd could
here.
be
It's a risky selection, but I would go with it. Yeah.
I'm going to say up in East Washington, Mark Vision's Truth.
Hello, Mark.
I feel like this is like a fantasy football roster. Yeah. I'm
Who are
gonna
you starting?
pick-
Who are you sitting? Yeah.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I'm going to say Pismo Mark
Okay.
will probably be here.
Hello, Pismo.
Our gal ghouls, Mindy and Laura.
Okay.
What about
Hello.
Space Face?
Hello, ghouls.
Space Face might be here.
All right.
Reverend Michael
Space.
B.
Michael
hopefully
B.
be
He
there.
better be.
He better be.
Michael-
Anybody who's like one of our Sonoma County people,
Right.
gotta be here for the Birds Day.
Come on.
Maybe some gory bits.
Gory bits.
Our gory B.
Little bits
Maybe
everywhere.
our good friend Tommy.
Yes, Tommy, of course.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
And
a
then
pretty good guess.
maybe later on, Spooky Boo might join.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
All right, cool.
That's true.
You never know who could pop into the Cult Show.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. We
So,
appreciate
yeah,
it very
we really
much.
do appreciate
Thank
it.
you for being here for Bird Day.
Happy birthday.
Bird Day. It's your birthday.
So, did you have time to watch anything?
Not in this short period of time, but it occurred to me, I shared a couple of things on other shows that I didn't share here, so I'm just going to bring them up.
Yeah.
I watched a movie that I was highly anticipating, which is on Shudder, called an Unquiet Grave. Oh shit, I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
It's on Shudder. I was
Unquiet
looking
Grave.
forward to it
Okay.
very much.
That's a good name.
Yeah, or maybe it's Lonely. Maybe the grave's lonely. I don't know. Caleb's here for me to look that one up.
I'm trying.
If it's quiet, it could
a
be.
unique grave?
Like if a tombstone falls in a graveyard and nobody
Yeah,
is
if no one is there to hear
around.
it, does it? Yeah. Fallen at Harris.
I was looking forward to this movie for a long time on Shudder because I don't know, I just like the premise. It's got kind of a little bit of like an occulty premise,
Okay.
and it ended up being like a really fun, creepy, morose little movie about just like these two actors carry the whole thing, and it's just quiet. It's just a quiet,
Okay.
like unsettling
unquiet?
film.
Quiet? Yeah.
Quiet,
It is unquiet, by the way.
Unquiet,
And
yeah.
you are
Unquiet
correct.
Grave.
Unquiet Grave? Oh, okay.
Yes.
And then the other thing I wanted to share is over on Genre Junkies, producer Scott and I talked to, we kind of teased this a couple weeks ago. Oh my God, somebody's phone's not on silent. Boo. This is a theater, goddammit. We got to talk to horror icon Grady Hendrix.
Yeah. And this-
Oh my God.
that was a great episode.
I was
you two.
so excited to talk to
Yeah.
him. His books are hilarious. They're poignant. They're for true horror fans. His horror scholarship is brilliant, but also like he's trying to push the genre forward and into new places and new territories, and I appreciate that. He's written a whole bunch of books, including the Final Girl Support Group, which is the one that we reviewed, which is fantastic. Definitely going to be one of my top books of the year, definitely. Maybe my number one, we'll see. But he also wrote two screenplays that some of y'all might have seen, Mohawk, which is on Shudder right now, and also Satanic Panic.
Yeah, that's a fairly popular one.
Yeah, a lot of people enjoyed that. So that's the things I watched that I wanted to share. Oh, and also Loki, though.
Yeah, also on my list. Finally finished Loki, and I mean, it started out great. It ended great. Like
It's a love fest.
I've got no complaints.
It's a Loki love fest.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you have anything that you forgot to mention?
Well, I did watch what was it on?
Netflix?
Netflix, yeah. The what's it called?
Fear Street?
Fear Street.
Oh my God.
Can't remember now. I'm like,
We don't remember
fear.com?
anything.
Did you
We
watch
can't-
it? Really?
What's it called?
We can't do two shows back to back.
What did I watch?
Anything.
Fear Street.
Yes, which
1980 or 90?
1994.
1994. The first one in this series. The three they're doing right away.
Yeah,
correct?
all three are out now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
1994. Yeah, I watched the first one.
What'd you think?
So it was a fun film. If you're
It's a lot
looking
of fun.
for just a fun, it's like if you had I didn't read the books, but it's like Goosebumps, but up for a older generation of people, older folk.
Yes.
Right.
For teens. So he started
So-
writing those before he was doing Goosebumps.
Right. I
And
learned that from your
from our Spooky
SSP.
Summer Party
Yeah.
one. But like for most of us, it's like we started at Goosebumps and then we graduated up. But technically, he started to write those first. Fun fact: he did not want to write the Goosebumps books.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, he as he likes to say, he was just enjoying killing teenagers.
Yeah.
I love that. Man, he's a hero. Not all heroes wear capes.
Not all of them
heroes
do,
wear
but
capes.
you know.
I kind of wanted to ask you guys a question.
Uh-oh, okay.
Something like fun before we get into the birds real quick.
Okay.
How do we feel about Rob Zombie's reboot of the Munsters?
What?
No, you heard that right. Of course, so the internet exploded with this news because Rob Zombie's films are generally very profane and envelope pushing and kind of crazy. And everyone's like, so the Munsters, though?
Well, the question is he going to try and take them in that direction, or is he going to stick to the TV show?
Is he going to keep it kind of
premise?
wholesome?
Right. And keep it
Yeah.
funny and
Right.
Can he even do that?
I don't know.
And is his wife going to be in it?
Of course she is. She's going to play Lily. Yeah. That has
course.
been announced.
So.
So the hot take of this conversation may be that I am not a Rob Zombie fan.
Not a Rob Zombie fan. In any shape or form?
No.
Okay.
No.
No.
I mean, I've seen
Noted.
the two of the Devil's whatever in the House of a Thousand Corpses.
Devil's Rejects.
Yes, thank you.
House of a Thousand
I've seen those.
Okay.
And then I may have seen one of the Halloweens,
Okay.
but I may not have.
Lords of Salem. You seen that?
No. Did not see that one.
31.
Nope.
No?
Nope. So
But here's the other thing for me.
Huh.
I've never seen the Munsters, so
Never seen a Munster at all.
I mean I know sort of the premise and like the characters. I've
If
seen
you
the
were to see a
pictures
lineup,
of,
could you
but
pick a Munster out from an Addams?
I would probably have a very hard time.
wow.
Wow. Are you an Addams Family fan at all then, or no? Neither. No. none
I
of
mean,
that?
I know the Addams just because of the '90s movies and then the animated film that came out. So actually, I could probably pick out by process of elimination the Addams, and then anyone that isn't, they got to be a Munster. So
Are you a Munster or an Addams?
Ooh, I've never ever thought of that before.
Some people
Do I have
like
to pick?
Some people
But-
like to play that game. One of the gun to your head. You got to pick. You don't really have to pick in real life. You can have both wonderful, spooky families.
I like parts of both family.
Yeah.
Like if I could pick out Cousin It, and like
Cousin It.
and maybe Thing, and put them along with, because I love Herman Munster. I do think
Oh, he's so sweet.
that's Fred
Gwynne,
what's his
yeah.
face,
Fred-
right?
and
Okay,
he's so-
so see, I do know a little
and he,
bit.
Yeah.
and he played it so beautifully and with
Yeah.
so much heart. I think both families are lovely because they're spooky, but like they actually,
Altogether
especially
kooky?
like. Yes, but I mean, like, they care about each other, except
Right.
for Wednesday and Pugsley kind of have a sibling rivalry thing. But you know what I mean? Like, the parents really, like, love each other.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, really cute. It's just, like, all those stupid, black and white little family shows, only we got, like, spooky people in them. I'm a huge Addams fan.
Okay.
Like, the New Yorker comics, like, all the iterations, I love them. But I love the Munsters, too. Rob Zombie. It's one of my celebrity crushes. I love that man. I've seen him in concerts a few times. Best fucking concert. Even if you don't like him, even if you don't like his music, it is such a fun concert. Very theatrical. Uses the whole stage, the audience, animatronics, puppets, the whole thing.
Yeah, I got to see him once, but it was a festival, so it was.
So he played
it
just like
wasn't-
short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't a full set. My biggest takeaway is
Yeah.
like he and the whole band like kind of covered themselves in like what I'm assuming is like baby powder or some sort of dust.
Oh, they've done
And
that.
every time they would like rock out, like
Very,
just be this like cloud
very
coming
fresh
off
out of the
them.
grave. Very fresh out of the grave, powdery dirt look. That having been said, with his movies, I appreciate that he makes the movies he wants, and is very much like, this is my vision, this is what I'm doing. I'm not going to try to like fit into a box or like an easily digestible thing. I appreciate that. His movies are very hit or miss for me, though.
Okay.
I think Lords of Salem was his best. And that's the one that like nobody's seen.
Right.
Go figure.
Okay.
All right.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to go watch someone live that is very loud and has animatronics and that kind of stuff, I would do Alice Cooper. I have done Alice Cooper.
I've never
That's
seen
how
Alice
I would
Cooper
go versus
live.
Rob Zombie when it comes to theatrics. And
Well, it's
all that stuff.
he's a spiritual successor. Like they're friends.
Yeah.
They're a whole thing.
Right.
It's just another iteration of that.
I hear you.
But I would love to see Alice Cooper. I've never seen him live.
I had a great time. Good concert.
Why didn't I go?
Because you didn't know me back then.
It's like a knife through my heart.
Our stars have not crossed yet. So
Like,
Yeah, but still, why?
our birds had not crossed. Yeah, but still, why though?
why not?
Why didn't
I
you
know.
seek me out?
Why did I not?
You just should have known.
You should have known. Without much further ado, shall we talk about some birds?
Let's talk about some birds.
The birds.
The birds.
The birds.
The birds.
Bring it.
So this is one of those that's come up a little bit from time to time on the show, but we being from Sonoma County, this movie was filmed right here in where we live, in our county, in Bodega Bay. And it's a big, like, source of pride if you're from around here. And there's lots of, like, little merch and, like, cute things around. And it's very iconic. So we have a lot of love for it. And then aside from that, I also think it's a killer movie. One of my favorite horror movies. So the premise is when birds attack. For no reason, birds descend upon the small coastal Northern California town of Bodega Bay and wreak havoc. And caught up in all of this is Melanie Daniels, who's a socialite, Mitch Brenner, who is a lawyer, her will they, won't they paramour, his family, played by a very young Jessica Tandy, Lydia, Suzanne Plachette playing Annie, his ex,
Yeah.
and little Veronica Cartwright is Kathy.
They're all very good.
They're all very
Pretty-
good.
They are. I like them. I like them all.
I think
You know?
it's the cast is fire.
They are.
Cast is fire.
So
Hot. I like this studio. It's warm.
warm, hot. So the birds.
The birds.
Can I say one of the things that I like about this film
Please.
is that it starts out, and as many Hitchcock films do, of course, and like the first half hour is like not what the film is actually going to be about.
It's like
You know what I
laying
mean?
this
Yeah, it lays a
character
lot of-
work
It's like a love
foundation.
story. It's like a
Yes.
romantic drama or something.
Right,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
So it just kind of lays it all, lays this whole foundation, like you're saying, basically, to take
Yeah.
you to what is eventually going to be the birds. But I very much like Tippi Hedren in this. I think
It's amazing.
her character and the delivery of a lot of her lines are just, if it's from her as an actress,
Yeah.
that she just took that script and said, I'm going to do it like this, whether it's saying, I want you to do it like this, or
Right.
whatever it is. It's just, some of her lines are so, some are just kooky, like in the delivery of them, you know what I mean? But they're just really funny and like kind of a little bit odd,
Yes.
in times. But I mean, I thought it was really well done. I really, really enjoy her performance in this movie.
She's great. She's one of like, she's iconic as far as a horror leading lady goes from this role. Something I love I have like a whole bunch of notes about all the characters about this, but one thing that I love about this script in general is like everything everyone says to each other is like incredibly nuanced. There's like a game, if you ever did theater, which I know everybody here did, where if you, except for Caleb, where there's a theater game where like when you're like working with like a character thing and you say like a line, but that you say a subtext after it to every line. Have you ever like played that game?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well,
I
you're
was a
saying
theater
like
guy.
what your character is really saying with this line, like underneath. And I feel like that's like, I don't know, that makes me think of this movie because there's just
okay.
like there's so much subtext to
Right.
everything that's going on with these people.
My drama class, they made me pass the ball of energy around all the time. That was our thing.
We just did that
Pat's
ball.
voices
Goddamn
off
ball
a
of
roof
energy.
Or talk through tubes.
Oh, I tried
or-
that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
My voice is moving through a
Or
tube.
pretend to be a cat.
Well, we do that anyway. That's just a normal day for us cat folk.
Bull crap.
So
Teach.
I must talk about Rod Taylor. I must.
Okay.
So Rod Taylor, I love him. Australian.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Some
did
of
not know that.
my favorite roles, and I did take notes here. I have a big piece of paper with notes, a comedically large piece of paper, in fact. He was in *Glorious Bastards*. Do you guys remember that? He played Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
That was like his last role. That was in '09, and he
okay,
passed away a
okay.
few years later.
Yeah.
He was Pongo in 101 Dalmatians, which I love.
My God.
Yeah. And
Blown.
you just make that connection. You hear it in the voice. You know it's him. And of course, The Time Machine.
Time Machine.
Which
Yeah.
I
Machine,
love
yeah.
that adaptation.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a great actor. And he was also in one of my favorite episodes of The Twilight Zone, which loved The Twilight Zone. Most of the episodes of The Twilight Zone were awesome. There's like a few flops.
It happens.
Right.
But he was in the one called And the Sky Was Opened. Do you remember that?
Nope.
Okay, so he plays an Air Force colonel who goes with another guy up into a military spacecraft. It's very experimental. Producer Scott knows this one. I think it's one of his favorite too. And they actually go off the radar and they crash land in the desert. And when they wake up, Rod Taylor's character is like, my friend was with us. Like, there was like 3 of us, not 2 of us. And everybody's like, no, there was only the 2 of you. And there's like flashbacks to like him and these 3 guys before they went on the journey. He was definitely there. And he was saying like, I feel like I shouldn't be here. And I don't want to like ruin it for you, but
Okay.
he basically, Rod Taylor spends the whole episode trying to convince people that somebody exists who was his best friend for like 15 years. What could go wrong?
Nothing.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
You could play H.G. Wells and get into a time machine.
Well, that is the next logical step for most people.
That would be my thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So before like talking about more character stuff, I want to talk about like the scary stuff.
Okay.
Is that cool? You guys want to talk about the scary stuff for the birds?
Please take it away.
No,
You
absolutely.
guys want to be scared by some birds today? So we brought this movie up when we did a list back last year, and
Okay.
it was like when nature attacks, basically, was kind of
Yes.
the theme, which is a theme I think is brilliant in books and movie and TV, where nature is basically punishing us humans
Yeah.
and kind of uprises to like take back.
Right.
What
Well, it
is
adds
hers?
sort of a sense of realism to, like, we're fucking things up, and,
We really are.
they're like, well, a lot more of us than there are of you, so.
Exactly. And like, hey, wait a minute, you can't ruin everyone's planet. Like, you're just a small bit of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's, basically all the birds got together and they decided that. Or did they? Because we don't really know the motivation of the birds, which is part of the wonderful horror of this piece.
Yeah.
Right.
And it should be noted that this was originally a story written by Daphne du Maurier.
Correct.
I did note that. Yes. Have you ever read the book or story?
I've not. I've read Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, but I haven't read this. And then the screenplay was by Evan Hunter.
Good on you, Evan.
Thanks, Evan.
Appreciate it.
So, I've never seen The Birds 2. Has anyone seen The Birds 2?
No.
It was a TV movie. Yeah, gross. From like 1994. Producer Scott said gross. I think it's gross. I don't need to. I don't know if it really explains, but I don't want to know. I don't need to know. I don't need to know that the birds got together. I don't need to know that the bird forum decided.
What if it's a cult? Would you be interested then?
Bird cult?
Could I sell you on a bird cult?
The birds lead the cult?
Sure.
Sign me up.
Any kind of cult. Can I sell you on that?
Yeah, especially if the birds are leading.
Sandra loves birds too, confirmed.
Love it. That's the takeaway.
Bird cult.
Bird cult.
All right.
Interesting.
Make it
Hashtag
happen.
bird cult.
Okay.
Why not?
I've seen stranger movies.
Yeah.
I saw Bird Box and that sucked, so might as well.
Great book though. Great book though.
Bye, everybody.
Great book. Yeah, so will it stop? Will it go on forever? Will there always be fucking birds attacking everybody? Is it just in Bodega Bay? Is it just in the Northern Hemisphere? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Nope.
As part
And
of
he
the
didn't even,
beauty.
Hitchcock didn't even do his normal the end at the end of this because even he wanted to leave it open.
Yeah.
Incredibly ambiguous.
Yes.
And what would we do? Because as the ornithologist lady points out in the movie, like, we'd be screwed because there's way more
Yeah.
of them than there is of us.
I like how that lady's kind of like the, thanks, stranger who knows everything there is about,
Yeah.
blah, 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 kind of person who just happens to be in this
She's so
place.
rude.
I know, she is too.
She's hella rude. She's like, impossible. And it's like, ma'am, I'm just telling you, it literally just happened. You know
Right.
what? That lady's a Karen.
Yeah.
She is. She definitely is. It's like, no, I know this, and this could never happen.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
it's like,
just-
you don't know because it just happened to her and the
Right.
school kids.
Right.
And of course, the mom at the table with the kids is like, she just told you.
Right.
Why won't you believe
But
her?
that woman's pretty awful, though.
She is.
She represents something that I feel like Neil likes. Bear with me, where humans turn on each other. I feel like
I like that.
I feel like you have a pessimistic view of humanity, so I feel
okay.
like you like that. Like, yeah, see, they're turned on her. People suck. Birds.
Yeah, perhaps. Okay. I mean, I wasn't sad when Tippy gave her a big whoosh across the face.
Oh, I wish we would have hit her with
So,
a chair. So, wow, can you imagine just picks up a wooden chair? The whack.
Yeah, seriously.
Right in front of her stupid
I
kids.
just wish that after she did it, she didn't do like the, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that.
Oh, no,
I
she's
wish
like,
she was like, you want some more? You know, kind of thing. But,
Meet me outside in the parking lot. Meet me outside of that gas
yeah,
pump.
that's right. All day, son. That would have been cool. But
Yeah, Melanie Daniels, she had it in her.
I mean, I'm not going to say that people aren't already turning on each other, and we're going through a pandemic now because,
Right.
people are being selfish and not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So there you
Yeah.
go.
You know that lady would have bought all the hand sanitizer.
Yeah. But she just, she started out okay, but she just went off on a ridiculous tangent. Yeah, like,
Just kind of.
they said the bird showed up when you got here, so it's your fault. Burner! You
Yeah,
know?
humans love to have somebody to blame, right? That
Yeah.
kind of is the
And it's like,
crux of it.
okay, so there's a little bit of the absurdist, with this film in regards
Totally.
to like,
Yeah.
just stay inside. Like you guys shouldn't be going outside right now, kind of
Right.
thing. Or in Caleb's thing, Caleb's like leave the house. I'm like, well, maybe we should stay in the house.
Stay! Why are you going outside?
But-
What's wrong with you?
And I know they cut.
The birds get in.
No, they can get in. I'm saying, but like in
hella get in.
the case of like where the gas station's blowing up and cars are blowing up and things are happening, like being in that diner was a fairly safe place to be at that point.
At that point.
But they all like ran out, scattered, and then Tippy's like, okay, I can run towards the fire, I can run into this little teeny telephone booth, or I can go back into the diner,
Where the birds-
the Tides
the
diner,
Tides,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
safe. And
Yeah.
she goes and she chooses
Phone
B,
booth.
which is the
booth.
little phone booth.
She pulls a Clark
Nowhere to
Kent.
go once you're in the phone booth.
No, you're screwed in the phone.
Pretty much, you can call 911, but it didn't exist back then. So
Operator. Yeah.
one.
No, it's true. But I mean, those birds get in though. They get in.
They
You can't go anywhere.
They can fit
Yeah.
into tight little corners.
Look what they did to the neighbor. Oh, that's the best scene.
That is a great scene with his eyes.
It's all
pecked
si-
out.
the
The guy who
whole
made the feed
silent-
or whatever. He's the feed guy, right?
I think he's another person that bought a different
Was he the
brand
bought
of
the feed?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's like her dear friend. And it's so just, I mean, I look forward to that scene when I watch it. I like get all excited because I'm like, "Ugh," and it's coming. Oh, and it's like, it's silent.
Oh, it's great. You see his little feet first with his blood on it.
Oh, well, and I mean, I think there's something when she opens the door immediately, but what she sees
She
right
sees
away is the cup.
teacups.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I think there's like a broken window, but I could be wrong. But there's definitely the teacup, because there's a great shot of her like looking at it.
Right.
The house is trashed. The birds took his eyes. And it's I think she had an appropriate reaction to that for a woman like her.
She left her purse. She
did.
Oh, she like broke the purse too. I think that strap came off, and she's just like,
But when she runs
Yeah.
out back to the truck and the guy's like, "Is everything okay?" and she's just like a fish.
she's like,
all-
I just gotta go. She's like, I have to go. That's how people do that when they're in shock, They become fish, but
Jessica
it's true.
Tandy knows, dude.
She freaking knows, man.
She knows shocks, man. She knows the secrets in the sauce, man.
Neil loves to say
right.
that too.
Secrets in the sauce.
says it all the time.
I
It's
do,
very
sorry.
funny. No, I like it. It's like your little catchphrase and hers. So in the footage you're going to see in a minute, there's us talking about the school scene, which is like everybody's favorite when the children are besieged upon by hilariously fake-looking birds.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's
all right.
still. Hey, I love this movie. It's not a read, but I'm just saying, like, it is clearly like the kids' legs are like, and like, and there's like this big like bird that doesn't really move much except for like one like dip.
I love that kid that's on the ground.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God. And it's so good. It's so good. I mean, what are they gonna do? It's fine. They didn't have CGI. They didn't CGI a whole bird. They didn't. It's what they had. But when she's sitting out there and the birds are, slowly descending.
Yes.
And the kid. It's a great building of tension.
It's really good, actually.
And the kids are singing that annoying song that I sung a lot that day. Like, I met my wife at the top of the hill, mippity moppity clippity cloppity
Now.
meow meow. Like cats.
I love it. I don't know. I think that's a great scene. They're just out there. They're singing a song I never sang in school, nor had I ever heard before this film.
No.
I think Alfred Hitchcock heard it. He's like, isn't this what children sing? I was never a child, but I think this is what they do. I can't imagine him as a child. I don't think he ever
He must
was
have been
one.
weird.
I'm going to take the opportunity to segue from that into the score of this film.
Please.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Talk to us about
I mean-
mippity moppity. Clippity cloppity.
Well, first of all, I mean, the score of this film is absolutely iconic. But do you know how it came about?
I don't.
No.
There was basically zero budget for the score of this film. So he said, well, strings are cheap, so I will just do a score with all string instruments and as few of them as I can. And
Wow.
I love that. I love it's
Yeah.
like art is made of limitations, and took this limitation that he was given and turned it into what basically shaped horror soundtracks forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, that's a good. Ooh, that was good, producer Scott.
Thank
That
you,
was a
Producer
good
Scott.
Fact.
Dang.
I've put a lot of thought into the characters, so may I?
You might as well.
About the characters in this film. Well, it's got the birds, we've got all that good stuff, all the scary stuff. But what is part of what makes Hitchcock's movies great is his characters.
Okay.
And
yeah.
in this one, we actually have a plethora of female characters too, which is very exciting. Mitch himself is not like, he's no slouch. He's not like a one-dimensional character. He's like this successful lawyer and all of that, good stuff. But basically, his whole life like revolves around the women in his life.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's really like where he has found himself. So we have the mom, the very codependent mother, Lydia. She can't stand to lose him. She's petrified of it because of what
Yes.
happened. She wants him to very creepily and unhealthily be her husband,
Yes.
be his father,
Yes.
and be,
It is
be
creepy,
your own
right?
dad.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's creepy.
It's
Yeah.
creepy.
Creepy
Okay.
as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad more than it's like, and I mean, I don't think there was like a full Oedipus going on.
No, but she would rather him be alone so that he can take care of her,
Right.
than have his own family and
Have his own
and-
life.
But some of they have, like some of those little cutesy names for each other, like you call him Deer. He calls his mother
his
Deer a
cousin-
lot,
cousin
or
mother Deer, yeah.
some,
Well,
of
I
these,
think that's
some of these endearments.
I think that's a little colloquial of the time. too,
maybe it is
but
because I was like, I don't know. It was, it's a little, to me, a little like.
she's definitely
but
leaning into it.
based on that relationship they have,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
She's definitely leaning
So-
in. She's definitely like, you can call me dear anytime, son. She sabotages his romantic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, Annie, his ex, who's the one we know that she totally sabotaged, they're good friends now.
Yes.
They're like really close. And
But I think Annie's still hurt though about it. And,
she's incredibly hurt, and she's
yeah.
still totally in love with
still
Mitch.
holding on for hope, even
Yeah.
though this other woman shows up.
Oh my god! And I love the interactions between Tippy and Suzanne Plachette too.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Very
like
good.
it's like that master class like acting, in my opinion, because she has this almost like attraction to Melanie. Like
Yeah.
she's very admiring of her. She looks at her kind of longingly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, and it's because I think she really thinks like, oh, this is going to be the one that
Yeah.
Lydia can't wedge between, and Mitch is
Right.
not going to be able to.
It's like if she's going to lose Mitch to anyone,
Yeah.
like she's going to be okay
worthy
with
adversary.
it being Melanie. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And like you could totally see they're friendly with each other though. There's none of that like girl hate, which a lot of us girls don't
Yeah.
like.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
because it's not Melanie's fault. It's Mitch's relationship with his mother.
Right.
Is just like it's not Annie's fault. But this woman is like replacing her, essentially. She uprooted her whole life
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah,
and she's
because she
kinda
says,
stuck.
I just wanted to be close to him.
And now this place and these people are like kind of like her family, so she's invested. She's the school teacher. She teaches school.
I'm glad you actually noticed that too. That was my exact thought.
Yeah.
Was that there was definitely some subtext possibly.
There's a
at least
magnetism. There's something.
There's something there that exactly where you think Annie, whether it's an attraction or just a longing or something.
Some sort of
It's
enamor.
definitely in there
Yeah.
that and it might just be like you said, she's just here's the new girl, but I wish that she's beautiful and she's like you said, she's a
She's
socialite
worldly,
and she's
yeah.
got rich money and all this stuff. And now,
Right.
But maybe she also just knows Mitch so well as a friend that she just wants to see him happy as well.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm sure that's part of it.
She wants to see him with someone, and that's not his mom.
Yeah, even though she's friends with Lydia.
I don't know about that part.
Well, I'm sure she.
I
wants
think
to.
Annie'd rather have him just be
Well, of course she would, but I think she just knows it's never going to happen.
Yeah, I don't.
not with
yeah.
her, but have him be single because of his mother.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of lean towards Caleb. I think
All right.
she would be kind of
Nah.
secretly a little overjoyed if somebody could actually do it.
No.
Like if somebody could actually break up.
I think she likes knowing that just across the bay is, is Mitch
Across the bay.
waiting because you never know. One day he'll come back.
One day.
Especially when you have Kathy, his
One day
sister.
Mom will die.
Yeah, one day
Yeah.
Mitch can't live forever.
Nope.
Not with
She's
these
right
birds.
here. I mean,
Not with these birds around.
I wouldn't doubt if Annie started the whole bird thing just to get rid of Lydia.
Annie paid off the birds.
damn.
Lydia.
And she's like, first I want you to take out her best friend, this farmer.
That's right. Annie, I mean, she's a school teacher. She knows things.
She knows,
She knows things about
She's an
birds.
educated woman in Bodega Bay because she's from the city of San Francisco.
That's right. Can I say something real quick?
Oh, yes.
How about the number of times that they mentioned Santa Rosa in the movie?
Adorable.
So
That's where
we're
are.
in Santa Rosa.
Right.
And they mention it 7 or 8 times
Quite
at
a
least.
bit.
It's
Yeah.
the county seat.
Yeah.
It is a county seat, but
Yeah.
they're
So
just like oh blah blah blah. You go through Santa Rosa.
The Santa
or,
Rosa
Where the
police.
birds going? Going to Santa Rosa. Or call the
Right.
Santa Rosa Police Department. All
they
these,
could be here right now.
They could
for all
be,
we
yeah.
know.
How's the quickest way to get back to
Yep.
to San Francisco? Oh, you go through Santa Rosa to the freeway.
Yeah. So, it's cool.
The
It is
Santa
cool.
Rosa Police is mentioned,
Numerous times.
Numerous.
especially in that one little section of dialogue. Santa Rosa Police said this. Santa Rosa Police said this. Santa Rosa Police said this.
Yeah.
And Caleb and I, of course, were screaming. We just watched it together. And we were
yes.
screaming at the TV, nah, man, SRPD ain't going to do nothing.
They won't do
It's kind of
anything.
true. Yeah.
They'll come out 3 hours later and say, sorry.
Looks like some birds were here. I'm gonna go.
Sorry, Neil pooped in your car. Nothing you can do about it.
It's not a bird. It's just Neil.
It's just Neil.
It's just Neil.
Yeah, we've been looking for that guy.
They can't catch you because you got wings.
Nope, exactly. I poop and I'm off.
Thanks to the air.
Try and get me now, suckers.
Fuck the police. Your voice sounds like that because you're flying.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Last but not least, we got to talk about Melanie herself.
Yes.
Not only a brilliant, actress portraying her, but a great character too. I like how she's like kind of instantly like attached to Kathy, and we know that because her mom left her when she was Kathy's age. So it's almost like she kind of is like, I could kind of get in there because she's trying to prove to people that she's serious, right? Like that she's not just like spoiled rich socialite,
Right.
And so she's like, I can like, you know, kind of nurture this kid because she's got this kind of weird home life. There's love there, but it's a little weird. And she's like, I can like help. I can like get in there because I know what it's like to be a young girl. Yeah. And I think it's really interesting that she has that like little connection. I like that she finds kind of an equal in Mitch, and I think that's one of the reasons she wants to like pursue him so badly. I mean, she's clever, she's very fun, and she's very clever. Like the whole thing with the lovebirds and all that's hilarious.
Right. Yeah.
Like she does love an elaborate prank. She'd fit in here at the cult show.
She would.
She would.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But she wants to be taken like more seriously than like she jumps naked into fountains in Rome and the society papers.
Right. I mean, she goes out of her way to find out who Mitch is when she meets him in the pet shop in San Francisco. Drives up to freaking Bodega Bay and then.
Well, she tries to go to his house first.
Right. Well, she goes to the shop. Do you know this guy? Where can I find him? Gets a boat, goes over there, breaks into his house, leaves the birds. You know, I mean.
Right.
Then his neighbor's like, "Oh, he's not there. He's in Bodega Bay." She gets a boat.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She gets a dinghy and she goes all the way. Yeah.
And she's like, I can pilot it myself. It's like, badass.
Yeah,
She is.
She does it very well.
Yep.
And then, of course, they have wonderful chemistry, a sensual tension, her and Mitch, because and it's also kind of fun. And she kind of calls him on it. He kind of interrogates her like it's the courtroom, you know?
Yes.
Because he's kind of like, you're just a hoodlum, like how I represent in court.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's telling him, like, yeah, the paper said I jumped into a fountain in Rome, you know, naked, but that wasn't the truth, you
And all
know,
my clothes on.
and you're not listening to me, you know, because he keeps thinking that she's lying because she lied about something else earlier.
Oh, yeah, she pretended she worked in the pet store.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I don't
Poor
know.
Kathy and the lovebirds. Oh, mother, can't we keep them?
So for me, Mitch, like, he kind of has an arc. I kind of don't like him in the beginning. He's not my favorite.
You feel like he's kind of egotistical?
I think he is attracted to her, definitely. But it's not until, like, sort of after they have that interaction where she says, like, that's not true. And she tells him that, you know, on some days I do this and I'm trying to better myself, you know. That's kind of when he, like, fully is on board.
Right, he's kind of like,
You know, before
maybe.
that, she's, I'm attracted to you.
Yeah.
I'd like to do things with you, but
He's like,
you know,
in his head, he's like, could this be the one that defeats Mother?
yeah,
Because Mother is the boss level. You gotta.
You have to ascend the stairs in the next dojo to
and beat Lydia.
Exactly. Absolutely.
yeah. I think he's kind of dickish, actually, in my opinion, at the beginning.
He's certainly.
Yeah,
I
I really do,
dickish.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say dickish.
I think he's like, I mean, he's just 60s male, you know, and how you,
totally.
you know, interact with a woman, you know.
I'm a waspy male in the 60s. The world is my oyster.
So I'm going to call that dickish.
I think it's. I admire the work that he does, though, and that he is.
But he finally recognizes. He's like, okay, she is special, and she is special.
She's so special.
Can I say one thing real quick about my police comment about the SRPD?
Please.
I'm sitting here thinking about it while you guys are talking, and I'm not trying to. I just want to clarify that I am not trying to say that I am like anti-police or any of that kind of stuff. I'm really not. You know, I mean,
he is because he's a bird, but
right. But and I do. I poop on their cars when I can.
When he's in bird form, he's anti everybody.
I was just speaking from a matter of the business that I have, and we have to make several calls. I just know that.
Please come.
Yes,
Call.
we've had lots of run-ins, and it's just because there's a lot of crap going on, and I get that. So anyway,
sure
I'm not trying to just speak ill because.
Oh no, and
you
this
know.
was also the '60s police force, and I'm sure they really wouldn't have done anything in the '60s. That's probably true. They probably would have been like, again, probably some teenagers gave marijuana to the birds.
Reefer madness.
That reefer, definitely.
I just wanted to throw that in real quick. That's all. But they're anyway.
A bird's gonna bird.
Bird's
Gonna bird.
Bird's got a bird. That's what you do.
Fish gotta swim.
I got to poop.
On anyone's
On a car.
From the air.
All right, hey, can we talk clothing?
Yes.
Like, how fucking cool were the 60s as far as fashion goes? Like,
Yes.
for both men and women. Like,
Yes.
his, like, little tailored suits with his skinny ties and his white shirts. And
Not like super comfy, but a great aesthetic.
it's a great look. I mean, no shoulder pad, no 80s shoulders pads, no, like, baggy suits or anything.
Oh my God,
like,
the baggy
it all
90s
is,
suit.
like, slim fit and looking good.
When we had the rayon crisis.
The first scene where you see Tippi Hedren walking across the street and those pumps and that dress and damn,
It's great. It's great.
damn. 60s fashion is fire.
Right now, I'm thinking about like how hot it is in here, and wearing that wool suit.
Yes.
And I'm grateful for modern conveniences.
I actually wrote
But,
down about Mitch's wardrobe at the last half of the film, where he's wearing that pair of
Yes.
pants that are hiked up. They're fairly far up on him.
Yeah,
That's how they were.
And then
back
they've got
then.
these really big
Yeah.
pockets.
They were like a cargo
Kind of like
pant,
a cargo
but
pant thing, but like,
like a high-hipped
yes,
cargo
they're
pant.
really high up.
They were very
I
high.
was
You know
like,
what
those are interesting.
Yeah, the waist is definitely of the time. But you know what I was thinking, and I could be wrong, is that some sort of like a carpenter pant? Because
Could have been.
Maybe.
Because he's
Very possible.
out in the country on the weekend. I'm not a lawyer today. I'm just
Right.
Mitch Brenner. And maybe that was like the gentleman's answer to like a weekender pant, so you could like, I don't know,
Maybe
hammer
like
things around
doing your
house.
yard work or whatever.
Yeah,
or,
you could
know.
fit like a whole shears in the pocket.
Sure.
There's
Why
birds
not?
in there.
A bunch of nails, whatever you needed. Yeah.
Oh, and I mean, he is
Yep.
hammering away in this
He is.
film. Because the birds get in.
Birds.
I don't know. Some of those hammer hits, though, kind of looked like he was making a spear in the movie Dragon Slayer.
It's like, they're like, okay, maybe we need to zoom out because I don't think this stuff is.
Rod, have you not ever used a hammer before?
Ooh, you know what? That reminds me, though, is there's that great moment when the birds come down the chimney.
The chimney.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that part.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It's just like one cute little bird. You're like, oh, it's just one little bird.
And then, boof.
Whoosh.
Birds aplenty.
And then
Coming
they
into
all
your
just go
home.
into like that one room. He thinks he's like batting them out. They're all like, let's just go upstairs.
Yeah. That's crazy. What other do you have for people? Is that your
That was all my
character?
people.
Okay.
I mean, that's really,
Let me pull up my notes then.
yeah, that's really kind of like on my absurdly large piece of paper, my notes.
Okay. So I've got notes. I like on the sign when they walk into the general store, when she does initially. It's the Sonoma County dog license.
Oh.
Yeah,
This is like-
issued here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Sonoma County, baby.
You have dogs.
I do have 2 dogs, yes.
Did you get the license there?
At that store? I should go back to that. I should go look for it.
I demand a license.
I demand, and I want to know where Mitch lives. God damn it!
Where's Mitch Brenner? Give me a boat and let
Where
me
does he
get over
live?
there.
Yeah, that's a good thing. How helpful were people back then if you just
Oh.
walked into a store, a total stranger, hey, where's so-and-so live?
Yeah.
Oh, they're right over here.
Now, see,
All
I
you
got-
do is just go
Yes.
around here and over there.
Take a left, get in a dinghy.
But even worse is like you go to the school teacher and you're like, excuse me, you know this guy? Where's their younger daughter or
Where's the
sister,
child in
and
all
where do they
this?
live?
Right.
But see, that's
Direct me to the child.
That's the problem is everyone direct me to this child. It's like, again, true crime enthusiasts here is that's kind of the fucking problem is everybody was so busy being like polite and assuming, oh, nothing bad could ever happen in my Christian suburbs. And meanwhile, you're telling everybody where everyone is, and and then when creeps pulled up to kids and was like, "Oh, I know your pa," they'd be like, "You know my pa?" And it's like, no, he doesn't know your pa. But I mean, that's like how they got people back then.
Right.
I guess,
And
yeah.
Kathy
And
was
major
almost-
red flag was, he said, take your car, go here. And she's like, no, I want the secret way.
Oh, yeah.
How can I surprise them? We're like, oh, well, you could just go right across the bay in a
Like
boat.
a bit unusual, but I'll comply with this. Yeah.
I've got this sniper rifle right here. Really good scope on it. Why don't you see if you can use this?
I want to kidnap Kathy because I had a fucked up childhood. So could I just?
And what's the name of the daughter? Oh.
Right.
How tall is she? How much does she weigh? Yeah.
I'd like to make a nipple belt, sir. Where can I find a young lady?
I'm from San Francisco.
And by the way, do you sell chloroform?
Yeah. Yeah, I think about what she picked up at the general store in that little paper bag.
Yes.
What
She had
did you get? A
right?
nightgown? And I'm guessing like maybe a toothbrush?
All
Yeah.
she pulled out was a nightgown. I don't know.
Did they have dry shampoo back then? Because the hair looks good, but I don't think she bathed.
Yeah. And why did she keep it up so tightly instead of like just down when she goes to bed?
Yeah, that seems unrealistic. But
just
I don't know, maybe
curious.
they
That's a
slept
lot
with
of
it
work.
like that. Because it's so shellacked with hairspray, maybe it doesn't
Yeah.
move.
Maybe that's true.
Got a bird caught in it.
We're just bouncing
Had
off her
that good
head.
Aquanet back then.
You know what's possible too is maybe she had like some stuff already in her car because she is kind of like a traveler. Maybe she had a few things in
I
there.
like that.
Yeah.
That works. Let's go with that.
Yeah. Because she got like this tiny bag at the general store. She didn't pull that shit out of that bag.
No.
Yeah, I mean, she just kept saying her luggage, her luggage, her luggage.
Yeah. Which is funny.
Caleb, what other comments or notes do you have?
So you and I were laughing about the transitions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, very yeah.
Like they were
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
stare off into space.
Yeah. They'd be like, what's happening? Yeah.
Like walk towards the camera and look over here.
Right. Yeah.
And we'll fade and
Isn't there one
cut
where
to
the
an-
kids do it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
quite a few. Like
Oh, the
I mean,
kids
I
are
even
so
looked at Neil
growing.
once. I said, "Are those called transitions? Because they're awkward."
Right? This isn't a stage play, like where the lights come down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. That's definitely. We talked about this before in a lot of older movies. Some transitions are so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These were a little odd. There's no question.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great use of camera and
Absolutely.
some really cool
Brilliant.
things in this
Yeah.
film they do. But the transitions are like,
It wasn't until the
little weird.
70s that we nailed transitions in cinema.
you didn't have that awkward. There's that one between Melanie and Annie where like they look at the bird that hit the door
Oh yeah.
and they just look at each other. And they just stand there looking at each other. Well, you're like you would never do that. You wouldn't just stand looking at someone.
Be like,
A bird.
are you gonna clean that up?
Yeah. But Jessica Tandy had one too. I think the first time
The first
Melanie
one, yeah.
goes to the house,
Yep.
and there's like just one where she walks towards the camera and sort of stares off to the side.
Yeah.
It's kind of like she actually turns to look back towards the phone.
Is that what it is?
It's something
And
like
it's just
that.
like, what the
But
fuck?
no, it's
Yeah, as
very,
the audience, you're like, what are we looking at?
Yeah.
Right? I
What's
know.
over there?
You're like
Yeah.
trying to look over her head.
Jessica Tandy, what are we looking at?
it's a little. You're like looking behind your shoulder. What is back there? What are you looking at?
Oh
It's
my
a little-
god, like in Atarados. Yeah. It's like, did they come in with you? The camera? up
Yeah.
there?
It's a little melodramatic, but
But I like it.
still, what a great film.
It's a little charming.
It is. Like Mitch's his high pants transitions.
Yeah.
The one-liner that she has, Caleb, that you said earlier.
In the deadpan, I despise it.
So dramatic.
And she says that. You remember why she says it though?
I was
remember
just
now.
like so lost in that line that I can't remember. I think she's talking to Annie,
Yeah.
right? About
I don't remember now.
what she thinks of Bodega Bay, I believe is what
Maybe.
it is.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And she says, I despise it. But it's just the way she
The way
says
she
it.
says
Like
it.
you were saying, like her acting I mean, it whether it's intentional or whether it was, provoked by Hitchcock, who is notorious
Right,
for
exactly.
Provoking.
kind of being an asshole.
We should talk about that too.
No, we should.
People didn't like him. No, especially his leading ladies.
His ladies, yeah.
Yeah.
It was not always very pleasant. I mean, we've talked about some of the 70s and 80s filmmakers, doing that auteur thing, and he was definitely a progenitor of that, I guess. I mean, he like that the whole room with like the birds, like he really like didn't let her out of that room or something.
And that took place. I mean, that took like a week to film too.
Yeah,
just
like
that scene.
I think that's
she
the one
had
that
kind of like a
really-
breakdown after that. I
Yeah.
read.
That like really tormented. And then we know Janet Leigh too, like she had a troubling time there, and
Right.
yeah, like he wasn't like touchy-feely creepy.
Right.
Yeah. But he just sort of put them through hell.
Mental.
you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And I
trying to get the best performance out
did
of
he
them.
do that with the men, like in North by Northwest and Vertigo?
Probably
I don't
not.
know.
You
Yeah.
know, probably not.
Did he feel that he had to pull something out of the men, or was he just like, I must pull it out of the women? I don't know. Does anybody know?
Yeah. I mean, what's written about is the women,
Yeah.
Yeah, no man has really come forward that I've seen, saying like,
Yeah.
oh, he was mean to me, or, he did
Right.
things to me that made me feel uncomfortable.
Rear Window, did he really break a leg? Like,
You
we
know.
don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think the question is like in the films where the two that are, again, the most popular about that, of course, is Psycho and The Birds. And,
Yeah.
of course, the women are the pivotal characters in the films.
Right.
So, whereas the men, I mean, yeah, Mitch is a lead
important,
character, but
yeah.
he's not Tippy.
Tippy.
He's, kind of thing. So I just don't know if he went a little, overboard because they're just more pivotal. But I can't imagine him telling Jimmy Stewart, harassing Jimmy Stewart. But I don't know.
Yeah. I want to harass
Yeah,
Jimmy
or
Stewart.
Cary Grant, or, I can't see him doing
No,
that.
I can't see it, but
you
maybe
know.
he did. I'd be interested to learn
And he
about
was
that.
very powerful. So, I mean,
Yeah.
like standing up to him was probably, like
very intimidating.
intimidating,
Yeah.
scary,
Yeah.
because
You don't know
this
if you're
is
gonna
this
work
is your
again if you do
living,
this.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I really do think he had that sort of power over them, unfortunately.
Right. It definitely one of those people that you can look at it and be like, wow, this is really problematic stuff. Still a huge fan of his work and his movies.
Yep.
But it's like, I don't know if that was right. I don't feel real good about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so it's one of the, does the final product justify the means?
Probably not.
I don't know, and I can't answer that, but
Yeah.
Because their take on it is probably much different
Right.
than
Well, you
mine,
just-
because they went through
It's
it.
easier
but-
to say, yeah, as the audience than as,
Yeah.
You just gotta hope that we have learned. The industry has learned. I mean,
we're
obviously,
still hearing it every
we've
day
done- I mean,
almost. Somebody else being an
Obviously,
a-hole.
yeah. There's still things happening, but anyway.
At least we're getting better about accountability.
Right. That's
Yeah.
true. Good point. Cool. All right. Well, The Birds.
The birds.
The Birds.
Like it.
Birds. The Burbs love it.
We love it. It's in our backyard.
Why?
It's in our blood.
Speaking of backyards, we have a prepared short to play for you on our adventure in Bodega Bay, going to these locations.
Yep, we did. We went to the filming location.
We did. We had a good time. So
I did.
We had fun.
we did.
had a lot of fun.
Hopefully you will enjoy. And then after it's over, we'll be back with a special surprise.
Is that it? Here we have the school. Neil, come be with me in front of the school. We have the school. Remember that Caleb's here too. Remember
He's making his way.
she's sitting outside with the cigarette and she's waiting, and then the kids are singing that annoying song, the mippity moppity flippity floppity.
Meow, meow,
I
meow.
buried my wife at the top of the hill. Every school child's favorite song. And then and then the birds cometh. After they're going to do their little drill and show Miss Daniels how nicely they can assemble from an emergency. And the children are running. And
So what Sandra's saying,
and the children are running.
we're standing in front of the schoolhouse where they film the birds. And if you come this way, come with us over here.
You have to flail more.
Here it gives you a sign about the Potter School, where we are. So you can see there.
There's no play structure. We were very disappointed about that. We wanted to sit at it. And not there. And
Was there even a fence in front of the school back then?
I don't think so.
I
They
don't
didn't
think so.
believe in
There
fences in the
definitely was no
60s to
fence.
keep children in.
So Tippy would have sat down here. There's a lot of cars in the way now, unfortunately.
Yes.
But down towards the end, behind that, there would have been a play structure.
I also love it because, like, she's trying to keep the kids calm. She's like, okay, so everybody line up. We're going to walk out. And then when I tell you, run really fucking fast. And then there's the children on the ground. Everybody's favorite's the little boy on the ground. Or it's a little girl.
Right.
Little boy is one right here.
So now what's cool though, if you realize in the movie when they actually go running down the road, they're running in the bay is in front of them, right? But if you look down the road now, Sir Scott,
okay.
if you can point down there is
Okay. Okay.
movie magic. It's a lot of mountains and trees.
We also learned that the teacher's house is not a real house. It was just a facade. So,
Yep.
more movie magic.
Let's run from here and then we'll cut to the real street.
Okay. So this is where the children went running down the street.
Yes, this is the actual street they run down. When you
Yeah.
scream with birds running after you.
So imagine this is a bird. Neil's a child. Here are the birds. The birds are coming. The birds are on you. Neil, the birds are on you. You're down. You're down. Oh my god, he's gonna go rolling into fucking traffic.
So if you notice down there, there used to be a blue building. There used to be a blue building, which is now the parking lot of Diekman's, which is a general store now. So they tore that down, I guess, made a parking lot. That used to be the double blue building down there. Space Age Love Song is so much better than this. This is the church you see in a lot of the pictures, which you don't get very close to it. However, we can walk up to it. It's actually very pretty here.
It's gorgeous.
Very cool in there. Very nice.
Not enough Satan for my taste, but you know.
But again, like nothing is actually really filmed.
Oh, look right here.
Is it?
Alfred Hitchcock. The Birds, 1963. Oh, Ansel Adams took a picture of this church. That's kind of cool.
Adams.
Ansel Adams took a picture and talked about Alfred Hitchcock, yeah. The Birds. Church can be seen in the film. Locals tell us Hitchcock attended church services during the filming.
One right here.
So we're going to bring you more locations as we move along.
Indeed.
the next location?
Yes.
To the next
hit it.
location.
Bit me. It's got a taste for blood now.
Hello? You can drink while you get attacked by the birds.
Gonna be a video.
Hi, this is gonna be a video.
Oh, cheers.
Stop with this Coke products.
Coke products.
So we are on Bay Hill Road,
Bay
which
Hill
is
Road.
where Tippy drives into town.
Thusly.
It is still here. This
Yeah.
bird is
He wants to
He's
go
circling.
home with us.
he's circling.
He's a beautiful turkey vulture. He wants to be famous. He wants to be on the YouTube.
Down yonder you can see the bay.
Don't go down. It's kind of a ravine. And don't be littering. Some people were littering. That's gross. Tippy wouldn't litter. Tippy would never litter. So we were in Neil's car, which is basically like an Aston Martin.
Totally.
And we drive right this. Put it like this. This is when she comes in from San Francisco. She got the lovebirds for the birthday.
that way.
What does The Birds mean to you?
It's one of the best horror movies ever. Period.
For me, it's a sense of pride because they filmed it in our backyard.
This is a county we live in.
Yeah.
I know those birds, you know?
we grew up with those.
Grew up with those birds. Yeah.
And they kept the area true, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sebastopol gets a shout out,
Yeah.
which was that way.
Over
and
yonder.
Santa Rosa is
Gets a
even
couple
past
shout outs.
that, and
San Francisco.
So,
We hope you enjoyed The Birds locations. Circa 2021.
and our first attempt at doing something like this. Maybe there'll be more. Maybe.
Oh, so awkward.
Not really.
So awkward.
I don't feel awkward.
Not all. Not all.
Okay, the two of us are awkward.
2/3 of you are awkward.
That's a wrap. They're coming to get you, Sandra.
Neil, you're acting like a child.
Look, Sandra, there's one of them now.
Knee slapping.
Oh, we love terrorizing Scott. Good times.
We got you. We got you.
So many
good.
lulls. So many
good.
lulls.
I
Damn.
lulled so hard I can't lull anymore.
Shit on a car.
Split a seam laughing.
Oh, well,
Oh, my cheeks hurt from laughing so hard.
right?
Mine too. I think I'm also melting.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. As always, we greatly appreciate it. We will see you next week when we are back live.
Live, but
And is it a big butt?
it's Huge. Huge.
Huge. We're going to be back in our lockdown form next week.
Well, some of us will be together, and one of us will be on a tropical island.
That's right.
Guess who?
Guess whoever's on a tropical island.
Bougie bitch!
The bougie bitch over here, and we're on a tropical island, having a pina colada while they are talking to us. But you know what we're going to be talking about?
What's that?
We're going to be talking about 2 little films that are going to be screened right here at the Cult Film Series.
That's right. The Roxy 14
It's Santa Rosa.
in Santa Rosa. In fact, when this airs, those would have played yesterday.
Yeah,
And Sandra was hosting for me, by the way. Thank you.
I did a great job.
You did a great job guest hosting.
You
I had
nailed
so
it.
much goddamn
I'm going to be
fun.
there to support you. I'm not going to be hosting, but I'm going to be there to support you. I'll just
job.
give you a hug the whole time.
Yeah, just like just like this, and I'm just gonna act like you're not there.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
perfect.
just going to be like, you're doing such a good job.
I'm doing a good job.
So, by the way,
fucking nailing it.
we were in the tense of it already happened, and then you brought it into
Yeah.
the that it was going to happen
I don't
tense.
know
No, I
tense.
like it
I don't
though.
understand tense.
You know what?
People are confused.
I don't understand it. I don't get it.
You
I
know
don't
what?
get
What
it.
is reality?
I don't get it.
Time is a fucking made-up concept. None of
Yeah.
this shit matters.
String
it's
theory.
fine.
Time is not
Hey,
straight.
hey.
It is a bend. It is a, and you can just hop wherever you want in that time line.
To me, it's a napkin.
Anyway,
It's just,
What are our
layers.
movies? What are our movies?
Tourist Trap and Puppet Master.
yeah, it's right.
I am so excited. Puppet Master, a childhood favorite.
It is a Charlie Band duo, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
We briefly talked about Tourist Trap.
And we're going to talk
We
about
did.
it more.
Briefly.
And
Yeah.
we're going to talk about puppets, and I want everybody to tell me who their favorite puppet is.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll see everyone next week live at 8 p.m. Pacific.
Yes.
I will be in a different time zone, but I'll be there.
But you better have a fucking really cool drink.
Okay, I'll have something
and
for
like Jimmy Buffett better be there.
you. He better be there, or at least Mick Fleetwood. Someone
both
better
of
be
them.
there with
Mick
me.
Fleetwood.
All right.
I think Jimmy Buffett's like other side of the continent.
Nobody knows where he is. He drifted out to sea some time
Jimmy Buffett
ago.
is just there in spirit. Everywhere.
He's everywhere. Jimmy Buffett's in your
Florida,
heart.
Key West, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right,
Anyway.
everybody.
Roll.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much friends.
Thank you.
Thank you, birds.
Everyone who is there, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. We don't know who you are, but we know we love you.
I'm sure you're great. I'm sure you're just fine.
You're amazing. You're our friends.
You're a good egg.
All right. Bye.
What?
One more time.
Dancing.